Hello and welcome to With the Flow. From me, Tara, and a very chilled out Lockie over here, just enjoying the sun. So today we are going to do a sequence in preparation for our headstand. So if you already have a good headstand practice, then this sequence is going to help warm up the body ready for that. If you don't want to do a headstand, then you can do the sequence just as a standalone practice and no need to do the headstand. Or if you want to give it a go, I'm going to talk you through it at the end. So we're going to get started straight away in our child's pose. So taking the knees as wide as the mat, feet together, and then walking the hands forward, forehead on the mat. And maybe just taking a moment here with the eyes closed. And just bringing your awareness to your breath. So if you're not already, maybe beginning to breathe in and out through the nose. Nice, steady, easy breaths. And then on your next inhale, we're going to walk the hands all the way over to the right hand side. So maybe both hands come off the mats. Maybe your left hand comes on top of the right. We're just getting a nice stretch down the left hand side of our body. So maybe thinking about pressing that left sit bone into the left heel. And then reaching all the way to the left fingertips. And then walking the hands all the way over to the other side. Again, maybe this time right hand on top of left and pressing that right sit bone into the right heel. Again, nice easy breaths in and out through the nose. And then walking hands all the way back to center. Pressing through the hands, and we're going to come to our tabletop. So you might want to shift your knees underneath your hips. Wrists under shoulders, spread the fingers. Goodbye, Lockie. From here, inhale, we drop the belly, lift the chest, look up. And then exhale, we begin to round the spine. Draw the belly button in, chin to chest. Hold it here with a nice rounded spine. From here, we tuck the toes, and we're just going to hover the knees 1 inch off the ground. Keep pressing with the hands, keep rounding through the spine. We're here for 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Nice, drop the knees. Shift the hips back onto the heels. Lift your body and just interlace your fingers and stretch your arms back. Begin to lift the chest, lift the chin. Opening through the shoulders, opening through the chest. 1 big breath. Nice, release those hands down and we come back to our tabletop position. Same thing 1 more time. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, press through the hands, round through the spine. And again, we tuck the toes. We come to this hovering cat position. So lifting the knees 1 inch off the ground, rounding through the spine. Keeping that nice easy breath in and out through the nose. Nice, drop the knees, sit back onto your heels. Again, interlace the fingers, reach the palms back, reach the arms back, lift the chest, lift the chin. And then release the hands down. Again, coming to that tabletop. This time we tuck the toes and we're just going to come straight to our downward facing dog. So sending those hips way back. So as always, maybe just taking a moment in your first down dog just to pedal through the feet, bending 1 knee and then the other. Maybe swaying through the hips. Really just doing any movements, any little wiggles that feel good for you. Just warming up the body. Warming up the back of our legs. And then whenever you feel ready, finding the stillness in your down dog. So pushing the floor away, reaching the hips back and finding that length through the spine. Taking our feet hip distance.
And if it's available, pulling up the knees and reaching those heels towards the ground. If it's not, then perhaps just taking a soft bend through the knees, your choice. Let's take 2 breaths here. And then we're going to begin to walk the hands back towards the feet. So maybe you need to take a soft bend through the knees. As you walk those hands back, we're coming to find a gentle forward fold. So those feet can stay hip distance. Hands are going to hold opposite elbows, and we just come to this ragdoll pose. So maybe that soft bend through the knees. Just let the head be heavy. Reaching the head towards the ground. If it feels good, maybe swaying from side to side. Just releasing any tension from the lower back. And we're just getting our body used to our head being lower than our hips, ready for our headstand a little bit later. So just getting ourselves used to inversions. Take a few more breaths here. So maybe if it feels good, beginning to pull up the knees, making sure that weight is forward into our toes, keeping the heels grounded. Take one more breath. From there, we just release the hands and we walk them forward, coming back to our downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lift the heels, roll forward to a plank position, shoulders over wrists. From here, let's drop the knees. We're going to find half chaturanga, so shifting your shoulders forward, bend the elbows, and lower yourself all the way down, one straight line. From here, coming to our Sphinx. So elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms are parallel, and drag your forearms back, lifting your chest, squeezing those forearms back as you reach your heart forward, engaging through those back muscles. So from here, keeping those forearms pressing into the ground, we're going to tuck our toes and we're going to squeeze ourselves up to a forearm plank. So we're lifting those hips, one line of energy all the way from the heels through the crown of the head, and keep pushing the forearms into the ground. So we want to bring awareness into our shoulders. So think of rounding between the shoulder blades as you push the floor away with the forearms. This is going to be important later when we come to our headstand. We need to bring that awareness into the shoulders, finding strength through the upper body. Take just one more breath here. Again, breath is nice and easy. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose. Nice, lower yourself down. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. On your inhale, you're going to reach the right leg high, 3-legged dog. So keep pushing the floor away. Keep reaching that left heel towards the ground. And keep reaching that right heel high as you try and keep that right hip dropped. On your next breath, we're going to begin to shift forward to plank, rounding through the spine, and we're going to tap the knee towards the nose. Just here, one breath. And then we look between the hands, we step the foot between the hands, we sweep the arms high, we come to our high lunge. So we want that back leg nice and straight. Press that back heel away, reaching energy all the way up into our fingertips. From here, again, just bringing awareness to our shoulders, we're going to find eagle with the arms. So wrap that left arm underneath the right and see if you can wrap your arms all the way so that your palms reach. If this isn't available, maybe hands are just holding onto opposite shoulders. If you can, finding this full eagle with the arms. When you're there, inhale, let's lift the elbows, lift the chest. Keep pressing the palms of the hands together, squeezing the arms together, lift the chest. Just one more breath. Nice, release down, reaching fingertips up high, inhale. Exhale, squeeze it open, warrior two. Just taking one breath here. From here, we squeeze that front knee straight.
We're going to reach the right fingertips forward, coming to find Trikonasana. So option with that right hand, maybe on the shin, maybe on the ground. Let's take 2 breaths here, pulling up the knees, sending hips forward, leaning back with the chest. From here, sweeping left fingertips all the way forward, and then all the way down. We're going to transition into our wide-legged forward fold. So those right toes turn in. Maybe fingertips come to blocks, maybe hands to the ground, maybe even walking back of the hands in line with back of the feet. So again, we're just getting ourselves used to our head higher than our hips in this inversion. Keep pressing the feet, keep pulling up the knees. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Again, nice, easy breath in and out through the nose. From here, begin to look towards the top of your mat. Walk the hands towards the top of your mat. Turn the right toes forward, bend the right knee, low lunge. From here, we're going to shift into a side plank. So press that left hand down, step the right foot back and sweep the right fingertips high. So option to drop that left knee onto the ground, or option to lift the right leg, your choice. We're here for 3 breaths. So really press that left hand into the ground, send the hips nice and high. From here, right hand comes down. We find plank position, inhale. Exhale, option to drop the knees or full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath. So from here, we're going to come into our dolphin pose. So maybe you can squeeze the elbows towards the ground. And then from here, we're going to interlace the fingers. So come to interlace your fingers, pressing the forearms into the ground, and then maybe walking the feet a little bit closer towards the elbows. Keep pushing the forearms into the ground. And now let's look back towards our feet. We want our head off the ground, so you really need to push the forearms away, reaching the shoulders away from the ground, looking towards the feet. Again, easy breath. Option to find your child's pose, or maybe releasing the interlace, pressing through the hands, again, finding your downward facing dog, walking those feet back. So 2 breaths, either in your child's, either in your downward facing dog. So same thing, second side. Inhale, let's reach that left leg high, 3-legged dog. Pushing the floor away, reaching right heel towards the ground. From here, shift forward, roll through the spine, knee to nose, just 1 breath. Look between the hands, step between the hands, reach fingertips high, high lunge. Pressing that back heel away. Reaching up tall through our fingertips. Find your breath. Nice. Again, eagle arm. So this time, right arm comes underneath, maybe holding opposite shoulders, or maybe finding that full eagle, seeing if you can press the palms together. Lift the elbows, begin to lift the chest, pressing the arms together, pressing the palms together. 1 breath. Keep pressing through the feet. Nice. Lower the elbows. Reach fingertips up high. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior 2. Again, gazing towards that front middle finger, just 1 breath. Squeeze the front knee straight. Transition into your Trikonasana. Again, sending hips forward, leaning back with the chest, 2 breaths. Pulling up the knees. We then reach the right fingertips all the way forward, all the way down. Turn those left toes in, wide-legged forward fold. So again, option with those hands, maybe onto blocks, maybe onto the ground. Really pulling up the knees, really pressing the outsides of the feet into the ground. Again, just getting used to our head being towards the ground, hips being nice and high. From here, begin to look towards the front. Walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Bend that left knee, low lunge. We're going to find our Vasisthasana, our side plank. So press through that right hand, step that left foot back, sweep left fingertips high. Again, all the same options. So maybe you're dropping that right knee. Maybe you're lifting that left leg. Maybe gazing up towards the left fingertips. Breathing through the nose. Nice, easy breath. From here, take that left hand down. We're going to come to our plank position. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, take a breath. So here we go, Dolphin, round 2. So again, you could always come into it by dropping your knees down to the ground, bringing elbows to the ground, and then interlace. Or maybe straight from your down dog, you can drop the elbows, interlace the fingers. Maybe seeing if you can walk your feet in towards the elbows. Again, your head is not on the ground, and we want to look towards the feet. So again, just getting our body used to this position that's really similar to our headstand, but this time our head is not on the ground. From here, option to stay here or option to lift one leg. Keep pressing the floor away with those forearms. Take a few breaths with this first leg lifted. And then take it back down towards the ground. Second leg lifts. Again, keep pressing the floor away. Lowering that second leg. Everybody lower child's pose. Bring the knees to the ground. Let's bring the knees together. Arms by the side of the body and forehead on the mat. Just take a few moments to breathe. Gather your thoughts before we come to practice our headstand. So like I said, if you don't want to do your headstand, then feel free to stay here in your child's pose, finding that nice, easy breath, or do whatever you need to do, whatever you want to do. If you're really comfortable with your headstand, go ahead and do it now. And I'm going to talk you through it for those of you that want a little talk through. So if this is your first time, I would advise you to move your mat close to a wall or maybe get a friend or a partner to come and assist you. We want to take the arms down to the ground and you want to catch your hands into opposite elbows. So that's the distance of our elbows so that our fingertips can tap opposite elbows. From there, we're going to interlace the fingers. You might want to think of sliding that bottom pinky finger in just to protect it. So instead of all the weight being on that pinky finger, we want to slide it in. So from there, we come to bring the head onto the mat. And we want to bring the very top of our head onto the mat. So you don't want it to be too far back, and you don't want it to be too far forward onto the front of the forehead. Once your head is on the ground, we can maybe tuck the toes and begin to straighten the legs. So before we do anything else, we want to think that most of the weight is going into our forearms, and the forearms are pushing the floor away. Only a small amount of weight is in the head. From there, begin to walk the feet a little closer, so we're sending the hips nice and high. Maybe you can bend one knee, lifting one foot. See how that feels. Maybe stay there for a few breaths. Lower down, try the second leg. When it feels good, maybe see if you can lift one foot. Maybe try the other. Just stay here with the knees bent, knees in towards the chest. Again, make sure you're pressing your forearms into the ground. Make sure the back of your neck is nice and long. If it feels good, begin to straighten
your legs towards the sky. Now, of course, if you're comfortable in your headstand, maybe you're trying to get into it with straight legs. So coming to the same setup, but this time we walk the feet nice and close. See if we can lift both feet off together, sending the hips back, lifting up through straight legs. Take a few moments, have a little play in your headstand. Again, remember you could always move your mat closer to a wall. Keep pressing with the forearms. Keep lengthening the back of the neck. And if you're straightening your legs, try and reach your toes high into the sky, squeezing the legs, making your body nice and light. Another 30 seconds or so, we're either up in our headstand or just having a little play, maybe lifting one leg, maybe lifting the other. Whenever you're ready, slowly coming all the way down. So maybe from straight legs, maybe you're bending your knees back into your chest, lowering down that way. Or if you're a bit more stable in your headstand, maybe keeping both legs straight, lowering all the way down. Whenever you're ready, coming to find a child's pose. Let's take the arms by the body, forehead on the mat, knees are together. And take 5 big breaths. Really let your forehead be heavy, just releasing any tension in the shoulders, softening the skin on your face. And then rolling all the way up. Let's find some neck stretches. So we're just going to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Maybe using this right hand just to guide the head. Take a few breaths there. And then bringing chin to chest. Maybe interlacing hands behind the head. And then left ear, left shoulder. Just beginning to slow down the breath as we begin to close the practice. We're going to finish by finding some twists. So staying here if it feels comfortable with your hips on your heels, or if you prefer, you can come to a cross-legged position. Wherever you are, inhale, reach both fingertips up high. Exhale, we twist the right hand behind you, left hand to that knee, lifting up nice and tall on each inhale, twisting with each exhale. And then second side, inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, twist. Again, slowing down the breath. And then coming back to center, maybe hands to hearts. Thank you for sharing this short practice with me. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.